A map turned Manhattan into the most expensive place on Earth. But this story isn't just about order and chaos, it's about money. That grid of streets isn't just order, it's a hidden contract. New York, one of the most recognized and populous cities in the world. But here's the interesting part. New York is not just a single, simple city. It's made up of 5 main parts called boroughs. At the center of the story is Manhattan, where skyscrapers carve the skyline, Times Square and Wall Street sit, and Central Park gives the city a brief breath. Manhattan is the economic and tourist heart of the city. Brooklyn, a center of creativity and neighborhood life, galleries, independent cafes, and local markets. Queens, the most diverse corner of the city, languages, cuisines, and cultures from around the world, and the city's airports. The Bronx, the roots of New York's culture, a strong local community, major sports venues, and the birthplace of elements of urban music. Staten Island, quieter and greener, a more suburban feel with beaches, connected to the city by the Staten Island Ferry. Manhattan has 2 faces. The northern part looks like a giant chessboard, straight streets, evenly sized blocks. That's the Commissioner's Plan of 1811, which imposed order and standardization on the city. But at the very bottom of the island, things are completely different. The streets twist and turn with no clear pattern. That's because this area is a legacy of the city's earliest days, when it was still called New Amsterdam and built by the Dutch without a grid. So today, Manhattan holds a striking contrast. In the south, the chaos of Dutch history. In the north, the ordered grid that later became a machine for creating wealth. Not long after the grid took shape in the north, the Commissioner's Plan of 1811 rewrote the rules of the game. Straight lines and evenly sized blocks turned land from something vague into something measurable, divisible, and tradable. Once parcels were standardized, ownership became clear. Land was no longer just dirt, it became a commodity, something you could price, sell, mortgage, or invest in. Banks stopped hesitating. Collateral was now tangible, and lending made sense. Secondary markets appeared. Investors who once stayed away rushed in. Liquidity rose, and with it, land values climbed year after year. And with money flowing in, the physical city transformed. Hills were leveled, blocks filled with buildings, bridges and railroads and subways stitched the island together. Every new connection raised the price of each small piece of land. Developers and speculators looked at the grid like a chessboard, and the moves began. The outcome is what we see today. Manhattan as the economic heart of the world. Wall Street, the skyscrapers, the markets, and the institutions, all built on a simple, predictable network. A map drawn in 1811 turned out to be far more than urban planning. It was a machine for creating wealth, one that's still running 2 centuries later.